Leading up to UFC 1, you had won 15 straight boxing matches. And then you get this invite from this contest, which is kind of dubbed as like no rules, anything goes. The sport has evolved since that time. But what was going through your head as a boxer, not really knowing what to expect or what your opponent would bring to the table? What was that like?
So, the thing about it, I grew up my whole life in St. Louis. I started boxing at a young age. And I give God all the glory and everything happened in my life. I thank the Lord Jesus. I grew up in a neighborhood where I had a middle class family, basically. I had a mom and dad, a Christian family. But, as a teenager, my next door neighbor tried to molest me. My next door neighbor did. And that's why some of the reason I started boxing was because I needed to defend myself. I told my dad would have killed this guy. But to make a long story short, found out later he had been doing a lot of the kids, but I didn't know how to react to it. So I started boxing. And when I started boxing, I got pretty good at it because, like I said, I was trying to defend myself. And then once I started boxing, I just got good at it and stayed with it. The UFC thing was kind of crazy because people don't know this. Years prior to that, I had won a couple big tournaments in the amateurs. I kind of ran St. Louis for amateur boxing for about 4 or 5 years. Then I won the National Golden Gloves in 1983. Can you hear me pretty good, Eric?
Yeah.
Right. So I won the National Golden Gloves, that was the biggest tournament in my career at that time because I got ranked number 2 in the country as an amateur. And I was above Mike Tyson. I can remember me and Mike, we were like, I'm a few years older than him. But at the time, it was, Mark Breen and Pernell with all the Olympic guys were all in the same time period. So one of my best friends in St. Louis was Howard. He's one of the top amateurs in the world. I mean, St. Louis has some really awesome fighters back there, even now. But the thing about it, Mike Tyson was like under my wing. I won't say like, we hung out together and we ran together and he asked me over and over a couple times. Michael was a beast, man. He's an amateur, 16 years old. I remember first meeting him, man. He's just like a regular guy, man. It was funny because I won the National Golden Gloves and Mike had lost in the tournament. Mike was like really riding. He was like, I want to go home to all the girls and he was like programmed to we had to win. I mean, they have like, and he wanted to win, but like I said, he was a baby. He was 16 years old, I was 19. So I remember yesterday, man, we were hanging out, having fun, acting silly. And it's crazy how we all have our own different nature. I mean, he's from New York, I'm from St. Louis. So we always call each other, hey, what's up, St. Louis? Hey, what's up, New York? So, that was kind of thrilling being around him at that time and see where he went from amateur to pro. He always told me, hey, my career already planned out, this and that. So I was pretty decent in boxing, okay? So then, after that, I turned pro here in California back in 1985. Had a huge contract from a doctor in La Jolla who gave me $115,000 in cash. Put it on a 5-year contract. So I went on I won my first 4 fights by knockout. Then my 5th fight, I ended up losing on the decision to a guy who was really, really way better than me. Because what happened is that I was, I guess, so good in California that California got blackballed me. You see, undefeated, he's 4-0, but he, with way out knocking guys out, they blackballed him. I only fight guys, so great. So there was at least 20 fights. I only had 4 fights, and these guys had 27 fights. So my first loss came in 1987, again in Grand Kennedy, was like 18-1. It's probably we even took, but see, that's the thing about being in boxing. If you're not managed by Don King or somebody at that level, you can't take your chances. These guys are giving me a lot of money. They don't know nothing about boxing. So what happened to me was the prime example because, I had the skills, but I didn't have the right management. So anyway, let me go for a short. I ended up moving back to St. Louis. I think about a year and a half off training myself together because I had got my first small muscle battle. I had 2 offers in a row. So I got a phone call from a guy in California about doing an exhibition fight in Cocoa Beach, Florida. And it's like I had been off for a while. So I said, "What do you mean exhibition?" He said, "Well, the slogan is if a karate guy met a boxing guy in the ring, who will win? Or I'm sorry, in a dark alley, who will win?" So I said, "Huh?" He said, "Well, the original guy we wanted to use, he got hurt, so right now we can't use him to go do it." It's like $1,200, some pound money you can have, but it won't be in your boxing record. And the guy named is Don Wilson. But Don Wilson is like a legend in kickboxing. So anybody, I remember Don Wilson's name because he came to California years ago prior to this. And he wanted to become a boxer. He wanted to transfer from a kickboxer to boxer. He won all kinds of terms. He's like a legend in kickboxing. So I remember in California, I was in the gym and he came in and we sparred. I busted him up pretty bad, man, real bad, blood his nose up. And he started like boxing when he was in his field. So now, like years later, we're together again. So Don Wilson is right down in California, Kobe. Come down there. It's kind of funny because this is like the first really MMA because like I said, if you go on YouTube and you pull it up, you see Don Wilson against me. He has some highlight reel, but basically, and the thing was, it was all a joke because I got down to the face like throw it out, man. When we fought that, I remember. So we had rules. The rules was he could kick. They just had one of grappling. It was a boxer married kickboxer who win in the alley. So I'm the boxer, right? So I had my 2 gloves. He had on gloves also. So he was allowed to kick like every put 25 times around, which he really overdid it. He carried quite 100 times around. So he couldn't really beat me. But if he wanted, his sport was kickboxing, man, boxing. So I remember going out there. He just started kicking me in my legs, man. Went crazy just kicking my legs. I remember after the 5th round, 6th round, we had to fight for my legs was like a watermelon, it was that huge. And we shot the fight, but I couldn't even continue. I got a couple good punches, but everything was it was like fighting Horace Gracie again. It was like like Dave because I'm fighting a kickboxer. I'm a boxer. I'm not allowed to kick because I had all the boxing shoes. So that happened. I ended up getting back in the boxing and basically say we won 15 fights. And also over 3 years, I got some new people that really knew boxing. But they didn't really know boxing. We ended up having a lot of connection. So a guy named Art Davey, I'm saying who? I'm not Art Davey. What's this guy's name? From St. Louis. He had been involved with a lot of kickboxing captain. And I remember I'm at the movies one day at this popular theater in St. Louis. We went to go all the time, and he was there. He said, "Hey, I got an opportunity for you if you want it. They have a tournament coming up. You're interested, you can make some good money." I said, "Okay, well, let me know about it." So anyway, a couple of weeks later, one later, he got in contact with me. He told me about the tournament. So, Art Davey called me from the UFC, and he told me that they really didn't want to use Leon Spinks, but he was so old. So I said, "You know what? You're an active boxer. We've checked out your background, your history. You are legit. So basically, it'd be an honor to have you, fight on tournament." So I said, "Okay, no problem." So anyway, I verbally said, okay. They ended up, I guess, printing flyers up and started doing PR on it. So finally, when I found out what the bracket was, man, I went and told my manager, who was a lawyer, I said, "The guys, they want to fight this tournament," and it's like, I think, $10,000, something like that. So I'm making that kind of money anyway in boxing. So, you guys think, they say, well, let's just check it out and see. But when I said the rules over, there were no rules and how about bracket? Well, I think, look, I'm ranked in the top 10 in the world. I have a family. So this thing can really be damaged because I just want to basically come out, damaged goods, but basically, I can have like a permanent, damage, an injury. So I told them no. So I told them no. They told me I verbally committed and they've already made the flyers and they want to sue me. So I said, okay, whatever. My attorney's a lawyer. And I wouldn't really been in me that they didn't really give me the full story. So anyway, we're going to first show, I'm going to make my manager. And they worked it out with basically, look, we'll go ahead and get you lawyers of London, showing the best in the world. They offer me another 10,000, maybe 20,000. I came in and fight. I said, okay, cool. And then they gave me the story, we're going to give you the lightest guy in the tournament who can't punch a lick, who can't throw a punch at all. And this is exactly what he told me. He said, not only are we going to give you $20,000, we're going to give you the lightest guy, which he was, the lightest guy in the tournament, who's skinny, can't punch a lick, and you should be able to walk through this guy. In other words, And I was like, okay, cool. And then I said, let's do it. So, again, you understand, if I'm not allowed guys 6 pounds gloves on in the gym, okay? In the ring, I'm not allowed, 10 pounds gloves on. I'm going to kill this guy with no gloves on at all. The rules were, no gloves and no mitts and whatever. I'm like, man, okay, what else? That's it.
You watch that fight with Hoist, like you said, he's the lightest guy. But, he got on top and you ended up submitting, I guess it was by smother. but you are tapping. I mean, you can clearly see it in the video, and it looks like as if the referee doesn't see it or doesn't even do anything to try to stop the fight. Your corner eventually throws in the towel. Did you feel like they were expecting you to lose and that they wanted Hoist to win, like they were pushing Hoist, or is that
Of
like?
course, this thing was, it's so funny because 20 years later, I still get a lot of, I don't want to say hate emails, but people still, in the beginning it was real bad. And it was to the point where they'll call me all kind of names. Because, I'm the boxer, I'm supposed to, when you see the video game Street Fighter, like the boxer, a lot of you guys are cold, That's how I went in thinking, here I'm the real life boxer in this thing called Street Fighter. And I'm gonna kill these guys, because again, the boxer man, he was big and strong, had his jab, and also if we could actually get inside his offense. So, nothing was set up. Again, it was nothing planned, man. Like I said, we got there. I can remember me and Morris flying in, and like I said, it was kind of cold right there in Denver. And I think Hoist didn't look at me. I mean, seriously. I mean, I love the guy. I mean, we were good friends. I respect him, but at the time, he went eyeball me, man. I won't say he was scared, but he really respected me a lot because, again, like I said, I'm a professional fighter. I've been doing it for, I don't know, at that time, but 20-some years. And I was ranked in the top 10, so I'm going for a title fight, hopefully a couple months in Tommy Hearn. So I was in my prime, man, And I said, his voice was like a baby, So, and see, and me being a fighter, I know how to intimidate guys, I can look in their eyes and see, sure, you know what I'm saying? So I walked around, I was like just real quiet, I didn't say anything. I was, just like, I was like, just one of like a deadly, And another guy, I respect all of them, but like none of them, me being a boxer, in my heart, it's like, I was gonna walk through these guys. So, I remember, we were being in a conference, we were being in the meetings, and like I said, I respect question. It's more of I'm not sure, but more about a respect. I mean, we all respect each other, but it was crazy because could you imagine? I mean, right now, if you went to this place, you guys was fighting with no rules. I mean, and the thing about it wasn't the fact that they said it was the way it was on the poster. It was like highlighted like caps. No rules, anything goes. You know what I'm saying? When you see it over and over again in your mind, you're like, man, is that crazy? It's like a pit bull, like a dog fight, a cockfight,
Yeah.
And it's what it was a real live cockfight because even before the tournament had begun, this is a story, man. It's kind of crazy. We were in a dressing room, me and my manager, we were going to fight. Like I said, this was easy money to me. I thought we were going to the whole tournament. It wasn't about winning, it was the house win. I wanted to knock out Catch Cole, where they just like, I want to make a statement. Because one thing about Tyson is this. One thing about Mike Tyson, I was told this years ago, a good friend of mine who's a boxer from St. Louis, a champion, he said, all right, maybe throw your first punch is the hardest punch. That way, you see the guy's heart fall, crush him right away. That way, when the fight goes, he'll quit. And Tyson did all the time. Tyson, come on, man, he needs to do his hardest punch. He had such a aura about himself that everybody talked about how big and bad he was. That basically before the fight even started, people lost. I mean, some of the fights Tyson fought, he got $1 million for hitting the guy on the arm, and the guy wouldn't even hurt. But he's so the fear was so prevalent, so strong in the ring that these guys weren't going to war with Tyson, So with me, it's the same way. I wanted to go out there to put through in hard. Well, basically, I just throw a jab and then fall. So with Horace, I was the third fighter of the night, and I remember sitting up in the place was like sold out, little pack. And these people were like bloodthirsty, crazy dogs. Man. I mean, it was like they wanted more and more excitement. And I remember sitting at the top of the balcony because I'm a third fight. I wanted to go there and kind of like feel the atmosphere. And it was so big, man. And people were expecting everything. So I remember the first fight. I think it was Kevin was there and Zane Frazier. It was 10-20. Whatever it was, first two fights was so brutal, man. People were like going crazy. They were like, oh my goodness, because Kevin was there when he fought Zane Frazier. Zane Frazier's a black guy from California, and Zane Frazier's background was he had been a world kickboxing champion. And he killed the guy in real life. He killed the guy, broke his neck because the guy tried to rob him at a liquor store. He ended up killing the guy. But, like I said, against his self-defense. Kevin was there. He had like a background. So everybody had their own personal background. Chris was there background. He was a kickboxing champion. So they came out there, man. They like so well on each other, man. And the rules were you couldn't wear hand wrap because they wanted to make sure you got busted up. In boxing, you have to wear hand wraps because that takes your hand. At least you're living. So, I mean, And thank God, man, I've always been privileged to always have good hands, and I've never had knuckles. I've had some friends that had problems with their hands. Even before Mayweather now, they have problems with their hands because of the beating of the fist tape. So I've never had problems with my hands. So my thing was, I didn't want to start, but they were like, "Oh, you can't wrap your hands up, or if you wrap them, you can't wrap the knuckles because this is real." So I'm like, what? So it was crazy, the whole thing. So anyway, to make it long story short, Kim was there on Zane Frazier. Man, you see it fight, it was crazy because it was a black guy against a white guy, and the crowd was like going crazy, man. It was just like came out like a street fight, like these guys like real. So they started beating each other, and Zane had to fight Quinn at first. And then he had asthma attack right there in the middle of the ring, man. I mean, he had an asthma problem. He just went out. And Kevin started beating him and kicked him inside the head, and it was crazy. And they ended up throwing a towel in. So I remember sitting in the dressing room. I remember Kevin coming back there. His jaw was like out of socket. He tried to put it back in place for the next fight. I heard his quicker in his jaw. So I'm like, oh my goodness, this thing is crazy, And it was Zane. They had to rush him to the hospital because he had asthma attack. My manager, literally, sorry, and here I am, I'm a professional fighter, I've been fighting almost 10, 15 years, and one of my managers, so he was a good guy. I mean, my manager was both lawyers. They were really nice kids. They grew up in rich families, had kind of nerdy. And my trainer didn't want to come. He was like, "Why, this is a joke. I'm not going to come to this thing, So my real trainer didn't want to come, so we left from home because thank God I didn't have to need any kind of assistance in the corner because nobody really helped me. So, my lawyer comes back, man, literally, listen to me, with children as clients, and, man, you can't do it. I said, huh? He was like, we ain't not going to allow you to do it because this thing is too brutal, man. This thing is real. I was like, and think about it. Now, I'm trying to psych myself up, it's like he took like a pen and busted my confidence balloon, So it's like my balloon said, because all the times I had to worry about psych myself up to go out there and fight. I couldn't believe it. He came back there and literally cried. I could see tears in his eyes, man, all red and watery. I can see it like right now, man. So he's trying to say, we're lawyers want to make sure you're protected, man, but you can't do it, man. You have a career, you have a family. It's like, you got to go out there and get hurt, man. You got to do it for real. So I just kind of walked out of the dressing room and got kind of by myself, man. So playing, I was like, man, I can't protect me because, this is my trainer coming back here, or my manager coming here telling me how to do it. So I had to, reinvent myself. So I started, shadow boxing and sweating. And then, this was John McCarthy, who was like one of the big time referees in the time, just got started. And it's all crazy because I think Horton set him up like that, like Sunday. Sunday said, this Horton guy, man, he's jiu-jitsu, and if he gets your arm, he can break your arm, he can do it through that. And their pain resistance is not matched to any other, man. They'll go out there and get knocked out, get an arm broken or a finger broken, and still fight because they're fighting to die. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. He said, so make sure, man, what you do, watch your nigga, because if you get your nigga chokes you out, you be out, man. So tactical, he chokes you out. I said, you crazy? So can you get past these guys? I'm going to sound box in front of him, show him my move. He's like, yeah, man, you might be able to hit him, but like I said, you don't knock him out. His pain resistance is crazy. So the whole thing was like this time, it went like set for me to lose, and we were like all fake. It was the point where they wanted to make sure that Hoyt had he had the advantage for his thing. Because the whole thing is, you understand, this is all brand new, okay? No one ever seen it before. So Hoyt is the boxer, and the rest of them were going falling place. Because it's just like, if you find a group of guys, you're the biggest guy, right? You beat them up, man. It's like, oh man, we can't fight. So Hoyt fighting the boxer first, knowing that I had no experience in jiu-jitsu. A writer once for this school, man, a writer once for he was like, why Jimmerson fighting in Hoyt Frazier in UFC 1? It's like taking a kid, a 6-year-old kid, just getting his license, put him on the biggest highway in the world, and tell him, all right, go ahead, go learn how to drive. It was the same equivalent because I knew nothing about no jiu-jitsu, man, or about ground fighting, And the only reason I tell is because I got a phobia, you know what I'm saying? It's like I have to breathe, Mm-hmm. So when so it's kind of crazy because when we first got there, like I said, I'm the first fighter tonight. I was down, man. I knew even after all the shirt tactics, Floyd said you passed my jab, but my 1-2, So when we got there, the first instance I had of how big this thing was, who our fight was with. We first came out, and like I said, the place was packed, man. And I'm in the ring, and they mentioned my name, Art Jimmerson from California. Looks like the same thing was Missouri, and the place like when two people clap. My corner man, my manager goes through this clap, I'm like, okay, whatever. So, his time, so whatever. So I remember when I was 9.6, undefeated legend, like the whole place, it was so loud, I had to hold to the fence, stop falling. I was like, oh my God, everything was crazy, and like, he didn't even fall yet. And it's the first UFC ever, So crazy, everybody came to see him, he's like, Mike Tyson or Ali at his time. So I'm like, okay, let me just do my jab workout, because again, jab is the first punch to establish, when you establish your jab as a fighter, you kind of control the fight. So in the bell ring, so it comes out. And if you see a fight, I kind of had him going backwards at first. I had to intimidate him because I knew that I had to move laterally so I wouldn't get kicked. So I remember going right to him, and he went backwards. Knowing now, not that I knew it then, I should just rush him so I got on top of him. But as I said, I didn't know. So I remember the first thing they really shocked me was he started kicking it. And the referee like, referee, are you serious? She can't do that. I'm still in my boxing mentality. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I had no idea about. I was told he did me, but let you be there where you guys can see it happen. You know what I'm saying? Firsthand. He's like, my man. I don't see people kicking. I see hands coming in. I can like slip and roll, but a foot. How do you get past a foot? So. His foot was so smooth. I mean, it was just like a jab. It was like his feet was like my hand. I'm sure it was like so fast, so quick. It just did something he didn't know all the time. So it's like nothing to him, But I remember him figuring at it 2 or 3 times. That's what intimidated me. I said, well, let me get back because I want to get kicked in the face. Because I know that I think they say a person's kick is like twice as hard as your foot. So when she kicked at me, I just kind of got like, all right, let me just touch her how I'm going to do this. So I figured I couldn't get a jab out because I'm going to start kicking. So let me start a little moving laterally. That way he can't kick and be stable at the same time. So I started backing up, so I'm moving laterally, which was really a wrong mistake. Because what he did was he fainted up, and I went to the okie doke, and then he went and got my legs, and he shot me down. When he shot me down, then that's not saying it's like the phobia started happening. Well, my whole thing was I wasn't going to tap out right away. My corner told me, I'm getting in trouble, man. We don't get hurt because, you're our asset. We got a career, so we're going to retire. And I was like, hey, well, whatever. So when he got me down, the first thing he did was mount. Now I know he mounted me, okay? And then he took my leg and I kind of like spread him out with his leg and locked him in. Well, again, you understand? I don't know about this. You know what I'm saying? This comes all new to me because I don't know about sprawling or about, how it. The fan against our takedown. This is all new, right? And they knew this. You know what I'm saying? They knew this. So, I'm sorry. I'm missing part about the one glove. So I'm in the dressing room. I remember they came back there and said, are you ready? So I said, sure. So I said, well, before we start, now I need to take my hand because you don't give me any hair afterward. I'm not going to break my hand. I got a career. So they say, well, you want a pair of gloves? I said, sure. So they tried to give me 2 gloves. I said, no, you need 1. I said, I don't wear 2 because I wear 2. I'm not going to give my full effect of my punches. So they said, well, look, if you wear your shoes, you can't kick because, and they made it so easy for him. If you wear your shoes, you can't kick because you can't allow him to keep your shoes on. He won't have any shoes on. So they well, I have to have shoes on because I have to be able to cram my punches. But without the shoes on, I can't get the grip of the floor. So I wore my shoes, and I put on 1 glove because, again, the glove was basically to, I tricked him from me with a soft part. So I figured if I can tap him there with the left hand, if he felt like he kind of soft, he's like, oh, you know what? You're not hitting me hard. So he goes like something to draw me in, so I can knock him out with the right hand. But again, it turned out crazy because even now, man, it's kind of crazy because even the glove, man, some guy offered me $60,000 for the glove recently,
$50,000 for the glove?
Huh?
He offered you $50,000 for the glove?
$60,000.
Did you sell it?
No, I ain't selling. No. No. I'm gonna have, because it's like. It's worth that much now to be really ready. So it's kind of personal, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's something, where because who ever think 20 years later this real thing should be here, I was so pissed off at the UFC because the way they beat me, it was like I said, the only thing that got me so upset with UFC, when they asked me to come back for a second one, I said no because, they told me it wouldn't be on the box record, but it was so embarrassed because, like I said, at the time, my kids were just babies. My son, he just graduated from Michigan State University with a degree in sociology. He plays arena football, and my daughter, she was going to school from a doctor. So at the time, they were bands. I'm thinking, this thing's going, they're going to fix them because I'm their dad, and the film too that everybody talking about. The dance on the first UFC one, it's anniversary because like I said, you can see these days, man, I get emails from people. A lot of times I was basically all positive, like I'm a legend. Every time I did, man, people were like hating on me big time. They'll call me faggot, punk. They're saying, you tapped out early. You shouldn't have been in the UFC. It's like all kind of crazy stuff, man, because they never knew who I was. Now, looking back, they can go on YouTube and see me in my real profile to see me fight against, the number 7 guy in the world, knocking him out. It's like, oh, well, he was a real fighter. Well, I was just put in a position, like, I was like a scapegoat, man. But they knew what they were doing, man. I'm saying, but I just fell right into the trap. I had no idea of who Floyd Frazier was about jiu-jitsu. I mean, the first thing he did was take him down, and he should have. I mean, if he was doing this, Eric, let me ask you a question. Take Floyd Frazier, right, 2 years ago, right, and me. Put him in a boxing ring, what would happen? I mean, follow my rules. I mean, think about it. If you take him and put him in the same scenario as he did me, and he would have lasted 1 round. I mean, probably 30 seconds, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm in his world now, so it's like I'm under his rules, you know what I'm saying? And it was so shocking because when we get into the ring and he started kicking at me, I'm like, the referee like, come on, man, are you serious? So I'm like, keep fighting. And then when he took me down, the referee like, give me an 8 count and let me up. No, keep fighting. Once like headbutted me, and then it's the point where he had me in a lock, like he had my feet locked. I couldn't stop thinking. I'm like almost 200 pounds, right? And my fighting weight is like 175. I'm like 10 pounds overweight because there was no weight limit. So I'm like, oh, cool. I said, you know what? Because I'm hitting hard, I'm strong. But it's like, I ain't got to make weight. Oh, man, I'm going to kill this guy. Well, I'm saying, Hoyt had to be around 170. I'm trying to throw this guy over, thinking, I thought someone told my legs actually because I couldn't throw him over. But it was just the way he had me mounted. I never heard of how you mounted a guy. The way he had me pinned down, there's no way I could turn him over. I should wonder, what's going on, man? How come I can't turn him over? So then finally, I tried to wrestle him, and I grabbed him for 7 days, so I headbutted me, so he didn't do what he's saying. He did all look small to me. And I had certain opportunities now looking back. I had an opportunity to just punch him in the face, but at the time, you don't think about that. You know what I'm saying? I could have easily just put my arms on his chest or punch him in his head. But again, this is the first UFC ever. You never seen anything like it, so Graham, it's just like being an American going to Russia, trying to live a life in Russia. You don't understand the language, so in this thing, you'll see everybody understands the language, so I'm fighting him. And I remember I grabbed close to his chest. I remember Jim Brown, the commentator, the Hall of Fame football player, he says, this is kind of crazy because the box has no chance, I really did. It was like a bird. It was like a bird taking a bird wings off where he can only walk around. He's not in his domain. So when I fought this guy, like I said, when he got me down, man, the phobia just came on me. I tried to turn over a couple of times and try to get it off of me. And I just kept saying, dang, man, what am I doing? It finally to the point where there's too much pressure. So I just stepped out,
So here we are, it's over 20 years now since that fight.
Right.
And you got that nickname, obviously, from wearing the one glove. Your nickname, everybody calls you One Glove, Art One Glove Jimmerson. Is it true that for years after you didn't realize how big the sport was and how big of a following you had?
Man, I'm so shocked. I remember it was so funny because the first time really I got kind of like a hint how big it was when I first came home saying after the fight. It had been about just a couple. I think it was like probably a month or even 2 months after I came home. And like I said, 80 men in boxing in St. Louis I was involved with. So that was my plan. So I told I had a big following in St. Louis. I remember going to an amateur tournament, right? And I remember these little, and I'm gonna use the word white or black, but I'm nowhere near crazy. But he said, I remember these little white kids come up to me, 2 of them to me and say, "Oh man, that's the guy fought in the tournament, Dad." I remember just him and his dad ordered the fight because he was like, "Yeah, man, we saw you on the tournament." It was like I was kind of embarrassed, kind of like trying to run away. I was like, what tournament? You know what I'm saying? I tried to fail off. We saw you in the UFC. I said, really? This is the first time ever. It had to be about probably 6 months to 3 to 6 months after the fight. We got these kids that ordered the fight to return. So I was like, okay. And then finally the next thing was when again, it had been a while back. So Van Holyfield, who I know personally, we were the amateurs together, but a good friend of mine who's an attorney in St. Louis, one of my lawyers, he's a black guy. And he, and the two managers I had, as you see, they were both Caucasian. But I think one was Jewish. I think both of them might be Jewish. But I'm saying black and white because I want you to understand the background, okay? So right now, a good friend of mine named Richard Banks in St. Louis, he's a black attorney, one of the biggest attorneys in St. Louis, and a real good attorney. He had me Evan at the airport, and they are doing business together. Basically, he does a lot of charitable things in St. Louis. He invites Evan to him a lot. So, but me being Richard, I train Richard personally. Let's say I'm a boxing trainer now, so I do a lot of lawyers and doctors and different people from different walks of life. And I was just pretty good, for making a living off of doing it. But anyway, Richard, do first Holyfield. So usually whenever Holyfield comes into town, so I hang out. So I remember, and this is really shocking now, for real. I remember me and my wife and Richard a really crazy guy. We were downtown at some big hotel downtown on top of the roof having dinner. And this is so crazy, man, because I've always said a kid, after you see one, I started like, it's like hid from me because I was from birds, because that's just what happened. I mean, I had lost almost 15 by 3 years, and it was like, I actually cried tonight, man. My wife was like, why you crying? She said, why you feel so down? Because, they got you, you need fun of trying to basically, you don't know about it, but you get $20,000, so this is enjoy it, baby. I'm like, okay. So I remember, I still was upset because they said, here I am, even though I lost, still, it's like I lost, a loss is a loss. So, and Michael Jordan said, I hate losing in the card game or marbles, you know what I'm saying? So you just give an athlete having that mindset of winning, man. Once you lose anything, you just, finish. So anyway, we're sitting this restaurant, and I remember we're having dinner, and again, these two guys come to us, who are Caucasian guys, kind of like, they were like, they looked at me and goes, oh man, I want to love Jimmerson. I mean, like, saying it out loud, right? I'm thinking, somebody had set this up. I'm like, how do you guys know I am, right? So they just go like, man, Holyfield goes, oh man, hey, man, Holyfield too. The man was a real deal Holyfield. He goes there and goes, but I want to love Jimmerson. It was like, he kind of like put me above Evander. Here's Evander who I'm nowhere near for his, credentials. I mean, he's like, big Mike Tyson. He's like a 3-time world champion. So it's like, my credentials to him was like me being like kindergarten, him like having a doctor or a master's in his field. So I never confirm it to the advantage, but it was just like the way they looked at me like, I can't believe it's all right, Jimmerson. I want to go Jimmerson. Here's a bad other bit like, but I want to go Jimmerson. Man, we get a picture that you may have your autograph, but it's like, but we'll come back to you in a minute. Oh man, it was crazy. Then I remember my lawyer makes a statement. All right, go ahead and pay him what you say you pay him, man. I was like, huh? I mean, it was like a setup, man, but it was a real deal. They really threw me out.
Are you still the head coach for the UFC gym for boxing?
Well, I won't say head coach because there's different. The thing about UFC is this. When I first got here, I had so many classes, and I was like I'm staying home only. And now it's the point where, after being here almost 4 years, I've been able to settle down and get my own little groups. Right now, I do a lot of personal training. Outside the UFC, I make a lot more money instead of just being there as a head trainer, because you see how so many people train, and it's crazy because, I see a lot of the ex-fighters, they get employed by the UFC because of their talent. So with me, I'm a striking coach. So right now, I make so much money outside the UFC. I kind of lean toward more outside, because they kind of got me locked in. Basically, they only got me in a set fight. So even though it's me, I think I should pay more. Still, they pay me a little more than I guess I don't know what those people get, but still, it's not like what I'm getting outside the UFC.
So how did
I still work there? I still employed there, but I don't get as much as I used to.
Yeah. How did you get back involved with the UFC? I mean, you're the first guy to tap out, in the UFC, and then it kind of like you never went back into the octagon after that. So it's kind of like, where did they come calling you? Was it like 15 years later?
What happens is, right, this is good. I live in St. Louis all my life. I travel a lot, a whole lot in the world for being a boxer. After the UFC, after living in California for almost 4 years, back in '85, my first time pro, and traveling the world, basically, I moved back to St. Louis to raise a family. And being in St. Louis, I went through a divorce. Yeah, so working at Pepsi-Cola for about almost 15 years. I was like a side position. I was a manager. I worked in a warehouse. I worked, as a merchant. I did a lot of Pepsi. And working at basically just taking under their wing. I retired because a lot of the guys are new as a boxer, so basically I had a good following. And in St. Louis, I knew a job basically anywhere. So anyway, I got a chance to work at Pepsi. And then, probably like toward the end of right before 2000, man, I went through another divorce from my ex-wife. And I remember I had there's a lot going on in my life, man. And my mama just passed, and basically, I had issues at work, and then going through the divorce, there was a lot of stress on me. Pepsi was going through a big overhaul change. A lot of my good friends, I knew that, so basically, they had my back. A lot of them were announcing, right? They had a big overhaul at Pepsi. So it changed different people, different positions. And I did a lot of, in the time I worked as a merchandiser, basically, I did a lot of lifting and carrying, So I remember going to the hospital, and so I was told I had high cholesterol. And I'm thinking I'm a trainer. I was training. I was really in shape, but it was still, I was still active. But my dad had cancer years ago, and so we had some history of some different things in our family. And then I remember my doctor told me years ago, man. I remember a B12 shot for a fight. He said, "All right, your dad had cancer. Make sure, man, you take care of your health because you're thinking something like that. Make sure you take care of your health." And I remember him telling me that, but I didn't pay any attention to it. So then 2009, right before my mom's funeral, man, the day before my mom's funeral, I was going through the divorce. Like I said, I had some chest pain. I remember I just, can't ignore it. It got to the point where I was asleep. And you heard my mom's funeral, well, there was just so proud, so pushing my chest. I had my nephew, who's a minister, and I took him to the hospital. I got there, I was up there, and they took my vitals, and they said, "You know what, you're okay to sit back." This ain't about 400 in the morning. They're like, "You sit out of the waiting room." Watch the same man, something wrong. So I told me, I got upset because I had insurance with Pepsi, but I was like, maybe I should just leave and come back. Man, I think I had to leave because I was having a heart attack, but they didn't know. So they put me on a more advanced machine. Oh, man, everybody came rushing in, man. I mean, they're like, the president, man. They stripped my clothes off. I mean, doctors came from everywhere, man, on the phone, calling people. So finally, on the way back to the dressing room, to the emergency room, I died. I actually died. You had to take the thing that shock your chest and bring me back to life. But in between that time, I had, I was a Christian, so I said, Lord Jesus, they don't help me. So I called on Jesus. And I called upon him. I remember just leaving my body, and I remember being in a place that was so beautiful, man. I remember seeing light. I remember seeing God's arms around me. I didn't see his face. He just had arms around me. He was like, "I got you." And I remember seeing, hearing my mom's voice. I didn't see her face. She was half a life. She said, like, "Arthur." And she said, like my name one time, but it been like 4 different things. She was like, "What are you doing here?" "I'm okay. Go back." So I remember, I heard stories about this, but I'm telling you, man, it happened to me, so I'm telling you it was real. So, but the place was so beautiful, man. I remember seeing the color blue, seeing blue. And I remember, years later, now I understand the Hebrew word for blue is grace. I mean, God's grace, and God got you covered. It's like, all your sins have been forgiven, And I learned this from a guy named Joseph Prince, who I'm following now. Anyway, I remember just leaving my body. I came back, and I remember like, whoa. So I was trying to tell the doctor, but I saw they were like, okay, sorry, boy, you lucky, man. You almost didn't make it. It was like, you've been anywhere else, man. I make it because right now, we were here to, thank God, you was able to help you, So after that, I remember actually this thing guy just said, "Oh, if you give me this, I'll just come and share testimony with everybody." So I was trying to share, people I know about, I don't have to beat people down with me, because people have their own beliefs, what I'm saying, but I just try to share it with them because I know what happened to me. So after that, I came out of the hospital. I just started right back working because, with faith, we have to have faith. I want to get to the point where I'm sitting here depending on the government, or depending on, on people helping me. So I just got back to the gym, started training people. I started running 2 miles a day and basically just changed my whole diet, man. I mean, I started eating meat. Well, not eating it, but basically try to, get all that shit to it. And then I started just try to find a job at least 3 or 4 times a week and change my whole diet, Mm-hmm. Then I just seeing my health just actually get better and better. I just really got into the word. So, so I had a friend out in California, a girlfriend, man. I've seen her for 30 years. And we just started talking, man. And After that, shit, well, he's going to hell with me for a little while because, you know, he just needs to get away because, you know, your mom passed away, and your job and, your wife. It's cool. So I came out here. I remember we went past this big sign said Grace Jiu-Jitsu. Like Grace Jiu-Jitsu, I pass you all the time. I said, can you stop at her? I said, I think I know the owner, right? So I walk in, and I remember the secretary said at the front desk. I said, hey, is Jorge in here? I hadn't seen Jorge in almost 20 years. Well, I hadn't seen him since the UFC. So he said, can I have you start? I said, can I tell him who is it? I said, I'll just tell him it's a friend out here. So he said, okay. One back down, so Jorge goes, can I help you, sir? I said, so you don't know who I am? He goes, no, sir, but can I help you? I said, looking real, real good. He says, oh, I'm sorry, man. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. He goes, one glove. Oh, no, one glove. He was crazy, man. One glove was kissing me. They were bringing that son about some. It was so funny because I get to the academy. It's like, I haven't seen him for years. I'm in Torrance, California, and it just, again, I happen to see Grace Jiu-Jitsu. Like, is that like, yeah, so no matter, he has brand new, like, Rolls Royce plug out in front. This guy's making a lot of money, man. He had a brand new Rolls Royce plug out in front. I remember when he saw me, he was so crazy, and we got his son, said, you know what he said? Jimmerson, man. So I was like, oh, man, take me to the back. I mean, he was teaching a class. I was like, ceremony packed. So he's like, hey, guys, gotta give him, everybody got stood up and gave me a stand ovation, man. I'm like, whoa, wow. That really felt so crazy, man. This whole thing, I turned around, man. It's just like now to the point where it's like cool, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's a crazy story.
I mean, man, but you should see Jorge in his face, man. He was like somebody told me he wanted $1 million. And he grabbed me, man, so hugging me, kissed me. He's like, man, all right, James, I can't believe it's you, man. You know, like, all right, good thing. You got to do one glove. You got a friend now who got a lot of money, man, that's interested in that. I was like, I don't know.
Do you watch any MMA today?
You know what? Being at the gym, a lot of the guys are. Cause I was trying to get a fight with Hoist. You know, Hoist. I've been here almost 4 years now. I think a couple years ago they did a first fight in Brazil and Denver. So of course, Hoist being who he is, they wanted to let him be on the card. So I put out a note that I want to fight Hoist. Right, give me a chance to redeem myself. And I even seen Hoist on Facebook. We were texting back and forth. And Hoist told me, give me a chance to redeem myself. Well, now for some of the guys that you see some teaching how to do jiu-jitsu, how to, defend myself from the team out of sprawl. Basically, I can defend myself from takedown. But I really was interested in fighting Hoist. And he said no, he wouldn't fight me, Mm-hmm. And then I was trying to fight Kimbo Spice. He wouldn't fight me either. So, like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, actually, about that rumor. I guess it's not really a rumor. You're actually confirming that you wanted to fight Kimbo.
Yeah, so the thing about Kimbo was, I don't know him personally, but it's to the point where, for him to get in the UFC, it's like an embarrassing. I won't say embarrassing, but anybody, he's street fighting. So, street fighting is street fighting, you know what I'm saying? But I think for me and him is to the point where, he's strong and big, but I thought that's points to these him, man, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about with my experience that way, it's night and day. It really is. They might come out the first 2-3 rounds with hard. Once I weather that, it'd be a joke. It really would, So I mean, and like I said, I remember I wanted this so bad so that people could realize not so much the birds, but they can say, look, I remember when this internet thing had really got big, and I remember when a couple years ago, probably 5 years ago, before when the internet started really getting big. And it was before Facebook and everything, right? I mean, even before MySpace. I remember probably about 10 years ago, we bought a computer, me and my wife. She got a great deal for her job. We got to work that. She had a deal for my job, or doing her job rather, a brand new computer, man. I remember first thing, the Yahoo and stuff, it just came out. I remember when the YouTube first came out, somebody put a video on there with UFC 1. It was me and Hoyt, but it got thousands of views, man. So I remember, I copied it, right? And I put it on my website. I said, I had absolutely no clue. Okay, I had it for like months, man. But UFC can't figure off. I mean, really figure off was like, I was telling the world, I had to put the word in caps, parentheses. I had absolutely no clue what I was doing. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? But they were kind of like trying to hide it. Like, we don't want anybody to know that,
Yeah.
So, I say, it all worked out. in a way because, the greatest blessing, one of the greatest blessings I got out of this thing was when I got a phone call from the UFC in Vegas. All the big leagues called me. And his ass called me and goes, all right, Jimmerson, and it's a privilege, man. I'm so privileged to meet you, sir. Everybody out here and wants to meet you, and we're so happy, when you please come out here for the UFC 20-year anniversary, because, you're part of history, you brought 2 men, whatever, and it's like, battle, whatever. It's like, man, we want to fight it out, man. We want to shoot real good. Anything you want, we'll have it out for you, man. So, we do it for us. Hey, sure, no problem. So, somebody out, man, they hit me up big time, man. They had the red carpet out, nice, sweet, man, at the MGM, man. It's like, man, they really welcomed me with open arms, man. Everybody that knew me. And what really got to me was when I was so shocked with my girlfriend, like, are you serious? I remember I got there, and it's like, we were getting ready for the press conference. And man, it was like I was like Mike Tyson, man, or Michael Jackson. I mean, you can't bring somebody to me, man. These autographs. They had pictures of me. We decided pictures of me. I ain't even seen yet. I mean, they had gloves. They had. I mean, but I felt like I was like a Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson. People just swarm me like crazy. I'm like, huh? And my girlfriend like, yeah, they're all here for you. Oh, you see, man, I got. It was to the point where one guy tweeted. It's serious. One guy tweeted. I read later on. One guy tweeted. He said, Chris Wildemir Whiteman, who wanted to beat Anderson Silva, said he walked by. Nobody, he said just beat Anderson Silva. He really got that popular. Probably now it's different, but at the time, I think he hadn't really beat. He just beat Anderson Silva. Or maybe he was going to fight him, but he walked by. Nobody knew who he was. Then so I walked out. Everybody was like bees now, honey. I mean, he was like, man, pictures like. I was so shocked. Man, I didn't get much to love. In boxing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, at home I did, but it's not like, you know what I'm saying? I felt really privileged, man. I mean, people like, the girls were flirting at me, man. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, it was like, I felt like a rock star, man. People just like, came in, like, fighting to get my autograph, man, And then the other part about it was, I had seen Hoist for almost 20 years, right? And one of the managers at the UFC said, Hoist will be here Thursday. He said, how does Hoist do? He said, Hoist basically he come here to take a promotional shoot. As you see, we have everybody come in. I met Chuck Liddell. When Chuck met me, Chuck tweeted, I met Jimmerson, the legend from UFC 1. I was shocked because this is Chuck Liddell talking about me, you know what I'm saying? So, and I was like, really? You know what I'm saying? And I saw the tweet, and the tweet got like thousands of hits to the point where he was bragging about beating me. So this is Chuck Liddell, So I remember when Hoist came in, he had seen me, and I was 20 years. We got together. We got just hung out and he had some stuff for me. I got like a couple of. I had some mitts at my house. It had fought me. All beat up me. It was beat up bad, man. So I had Hoist sign for me, and I remember we took pictures together, and I posted them on internet, whatever. Now, a guy emailed me and said, well, if you get any family, I'll buy it. I mean, he bought the permits I had for $1,000, $800 to $1,000. I mean, so I didn't know how much stuff was worth. I said the memorabilia. I never heard of memorabilia. I've heard of it, but I haven't never participated in it.
Yeah.
So I got offered $10,000 for the trunk, $10,000 for my boxing trunk. I fought for this thing. I didn't offer it. Okay. And I said, this is final money. And it's like, are you serious? So then, I was really overwhelmed, man, by how this thing's taking off. But yeah, I give God all the glory, man. Jesus, man, I really do. Thank God, praise Jesus, man. That I'm in this position. I'm still at 50. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm working, making some decent money, I'm not where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I want to be at this age. I want to be able to have my house paid for, have everything paid for, basically just living comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But I'm okay now. But it's the point where I saw myself. And the UFC thing I thought was really hurt me because, people say what they want to say, but man, it turned out to be a blessing.
Yeah, well, I mean, you do have an incredible story, and I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I really want to thank you for...
No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm worried out in a while, but I don't have anything going on right now, so take your time.
All right, well, I guess one more question then. So, you said you do watch a little bit of the MMA. Who are some of the fighters that you follow?
Well, I don't really watch it. I kind of like, I'm a serious player, okay? I gotta say, man, hats off to these fighters in the UFC. I love all of them because Man, this is like 3 times as hard as boxing. I mean, boxing, all I do is worry about applying hands from in my face. You see at knees, elbows, I mean, body, man, it's crazy, you know. So they say, when they came the name Austin Fighter Fight, another perfect name, Austin Fighters Championship, perfect name, man. You know what? Like, these Austin Fighters, I mean, you know, these guys have tremendous art. I always try to tell people this. I say, you know what? Me fighting horses is like me coming to a gunfight. Okay, I mean, you know how they had the Wild Wild West. I meet you at the sundown. While I am at the sundown, fighting horse races with one gun, right? One gun boxing. Horse comes in. He has a gun, a knife, a bow and arrow, a grenade. He has all these different art stuff. So he's equipped with it, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. How the equipment it is. So like, this thing is awesome to fight. I mean, these guys have all these different arts. I mean, from wrestling to striking to stuff that, you know, jiu-jitsu, karate. I mean, it's like, for boxing to come out with just one art, it's like, you know, night and day. It's really unfair because I have one gun that can shoot. But this guy has a knife, a bow and arrow, and, like, you know, a bazooka and grenades. How do I defend against that?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of were put in a difficult situation there, but, you know, how were you really supposed to know?
But and then I say, I couldn't go on Google and say, like, Google Jiu-Jitsu, let me see how it looks. I've never seen it. I mean, if I say right now, if I was to take you right now, Eric, and drop you off in Russia, I mean, he's a grown man. You last, you know, a little while because, you know, you get some common sense. But if you go there and they tell you, like, go to Russia and study algebra, study up from a math teacher. You know, we'll pay you $1 million. I mean, you know, you can't speak the language. Come on, man. I mean, you actually water's up because between your mouth and having some water. But in Russia, it's one of the hardest languages. Or Japan, even better. You know, so we go to these countries and try to live a year without learning any kind of, you know, language. I mean, you're in trouble, you know. So for me getting that point, I didn't understand the language. You know what I'm saying? He was speaking a foreign language that I never saw before. The fight overall is fighting, okay? Fighting overall is fighting, for equipment overall is fighting, okay? But, like I said, it's like living. Living overall is living. But for me to live a comfortable life in that atmosphere, I didn't know how, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to Russia and Japan and live. How comfortable can you live? Somebody just drop you off right now with no money or no nothing. How you going to survive?
You won't.
I mean, you go by. Yeah.
All right. Well, I really appreciate you talking to us. Incredible story. And,
I know I've got some stuff, so I know if I got something to tell you, again, there's a lot more. So, again, I see, I'm just waiting for you to ask me the question because I said I'm free right now. So, basically, but probably fun, so I can tell you, too. But like I said, it was really, really a thrill. And, yeah, like I said, you know, when Terry Tula fought Gerardo Goudet, the guy from I think he's from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
When he kicked the guy in the mouth, and his teeth came out, my ex-wife was sitting right in front of her row. She was like, whoa. I mean, people were right in front of her, okay? And like I said, the 2 teeth got stuck in, 4 teeth came out. 2 got stuck in his split where they had to wrap it around because they didn't want to cause an infection. He had to fight the rest of the night with the 2 teeth in his feet. Then the other 2 went from my ex-wife. And she was like, oh my goodness. She ran right there and told me, all right, man, you know, do you really want to do this? Because, yeah, I said, I had really been thinking about, you know, I mean, I never thought about putting her out, but I've been thinking, how am I going to go in her, the master, you know, again, and even this time, I wasn't really, I never was scared or afraid. I was just thinking about my future, like, you know, like, you know, if he breaks an arm or out of socket or, you know,
of course.
Will I be able to, you know, will I be able to finish my career out, you know what I'm saying, the boxer. The other thing was also, you know, Eric, if you go to say you need some dental work, all right? Let's say an emergency. You go to the dentist, right? And they have to put you under, say, you know, like knock you out with some gas so that they do the dental work. Story. But for me, to willingly let somebody knock me out, like because of a fight, it's not worth it. I mean, you know what? It's really like for my health, I'll do it. But for me, to go out there, the horse took me out, and the guy was trying to be really graphic about it. Right? You know, we tried to test it out, man. If you don't get back to your brain time. You know what I'm saying? So I always thought going through my head, I'm thinking, so you ever do that, he choked me out, and what happens if he breaks my arm or breaks my leg, you know, or, you know, what happens? So I was thinking, but I shouldn't have been thinking about the kind of stuff being a fighter. I really, when I got in the ring, I all it out, so I wasn't even thinking about it. The whole thing was just establish my jab and get the fight going where we can go. And once again, I said, as I told him, he did the exact thing what I would have did if I was in the position, clean down, it's like this is an old saying in boxing. Okay, I said it some of these years ago, and I live by this era. He said that whenever you fight a bum, right? Whenever you fight a bum, make him look like a bum, knock him out right away. So that way, if the fight goes on too long, they'll be like, man, this guy can't fight, but he's going like 5 miles with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson like knocked out a lot of bums. And all he had to shoot him in the ring with him and knock him out. Guess what? We never know how good the guy was because he knocked him out. So think about it. Whenever you fight somebody that you shouldn't be in the ring with, take him out right away. That way people won't know, they can't see how bad it was. But with me and Hoist, if he had gone on longer, they would have thought that I was the real deal if he gave me a chance to fight standing up. But again, he took me out right away, showing people, well, look, I had no reason to be in there with him because I was out of my element,
Yeah. Well, regardless of what happened, you're part of history. You went 2 full minutes with, arguably one of the.
I think. AJ, you was long point. You was the only guy that went long for the first time. But nobody went. I went like 2 minutes or something. Everybody else went like. I think. But listen to this. This is a true story. Okay. I know that. This is what I think. Okay. My fault question. The way he took me out, I'm telling you, King Shamrock, all the guys. Now I won't say they quit. I won't say they quit. But I'm telling you, a lot of them went out early, kind of early because when he beat me. When he took me out, man, to the point where when everybody came in. Or to Shamrock, I don't even hear a full lock on Shamrock, but Shamrock dropped out. I'm not saying that, I'm not saying anything bad about Shamrock. All I'm saying is, when he went out, it was to the point where Hoist got a lot of that energy from me, where basically when he took me out, everybody's like fell in place. But it was to the point where once he got around your knee, and then it was like a snake, man. It was to the point where he was so smooth with his move because I was so impressed with that. I was so impressed with the fact that once I allowed him to take my space, that's what happened. Because when I came out there, I rushed him. He kind of went backwards. Once he started controlling the atmosphere with the kicks, I lost him right away. He took me down. Once he got, I was told that I think Hoyt told me this. Once he gets you on the ground, no matter how big the guy is, right? I mean, if you weigh 400 pounds, I was on 50 pounds. No matter. Once he gets you on the ground, it's like being in the water. Like a swimming pool. In a swimming pool, there's no weight. So you can be like 20 pounds, I thought it would be a kid, but in swimming pool, everybody would do the same thing. Well, that's how it is when you get to the ground. When you get to the ground, y'all just do the same weight. It's all being was to get me to the ground. When he get me to the ground, he hit me like being in. It's to the point where when he had me to the ground, the lights went out. This is when he turned the lights out, he was able to just like be a snake. He was able to do all his tricks because I was to the point where, even if it was Mike Tyson, his prime, or who it was, once he gets to the ground, it's a done deal because, again, we're our domain,
Yeah.
And at the time, but again, he was doing something, man, where he had my legs locked in, he started headbutting me. I'm like, no, come on, man, he's cheating. He's like, I'll keep fighting. And then he ended up making me say, palm his hand. He couldn't punch the leg. That way they told me the truth. They said, when you're the lightest fighter who can't throw a punch, he couldn't, But just the way he did things, he was so smooth, man. That's what I said about him, he was just smooth. When he came in, the way he just took me down, the way he was able to get on top of me, is like, man, I grabbed him at his chest, put my head on his chest. It kind of helped me a little bit. But the whole thing was, I waited out 2 minutes, to the bell ring. Once the bell rang, I was to the gun ball then, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I didn't know, they sucker punched me, I hate this happened. 911, the killing of the twin towers, the horrible killing. President Bush said something that really shocked me. He said that the way they did it, man, was that it's like they what do you call it, a sucker punch the USA. Because USA, they never seen that coming. You know what I'm saying? How many times have you seen when you get on an airplane, they always leave the door when people say hi to the pilots, But the way they did it, man, they came in there with this butchers. I mean, they had a box cutter and threaded them. They're going to took the whole plane over.
Yeah.
And he called it a sucker punch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying a prayer to what I'm doing, but it's like it's sucker punch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they really blindfolded me, like all right, I want to give you $20,000. Again, even now, $20,000 sounds good. You know what I'm saying? But my whole thing was, I already still see $20,000 and need to keep at the time I thought my dignity, because I felt so bad, man. You know what? The funny part about it, I just thought he did it too. As I left UFC 1, I was called to do, they have sparring partners in boxing. Well, they basically, Tyson sparring partners do like $1,000 a week or whatever. Well, Tommy Hearns one time hired me as a sparring partner. They didn't $800 to $1,000 a week. Well, basically, you go in, you have to worry about no weight going on. He's basically doing a sparring partner. Well, basically, you just train with a guy and just, they feed you and take care of your all stuff paid for. And because, you're a decent fighter, you're a world-class fighter, they want you to spar and get their fighter ready for a title fight. So I did that for a couple fighters. But basically, I made some really good money. But on the bad, but I'm still getting in shape. Especially basically, like, only my spar partner, you can't beat them up too bad, but you do send you home and fire you because no one did fire looking bad, So I got a phone call from Japan. It's going to be a spar partner for the guy over in Japan who's going to upcoming boxing. So I remember I flew over to Japan. I'm there and I'm at a 7-Eleven, right? I see this book with my picture on it, Hoyt Gray's picture on it. I'm like, wow. So I remember opening up, so reading it. I can't read Japanese, so I asked one of the persons that interpreted it for me. I remember taking pictures at the, because one of the UFC ones, over they had what you call a masquerade party. Basically, everybody wear these costumes, where they give you these costumes, and you kind of, put them over your face, and you walk in. Now, I got some pictures. If you go on my Facebook page, you see pictures under my photos where it says UFC 1 fight night, after fight party. We were at this party, and, I had on my suit, everybody was kind of like dressed up. So I get there, and I remember I see pictures of everybody, man. The thing about it, I still feeling kind of bad for I lost. Well, this magazine they had over in Japan, at 7-Eleven, had a picture of me and some guy, I don't know who it was, and he was like, we both had like big grins on our face. That's the lady just interpreted what it meant. She said, it says, all right, Jimmerson, one of the only contestants to come out of UFC 1 with no bruises at all. I mean, my face is smooth, man. I had a big smile on my face, and it took me. He ended up being like a big time film producer for like Japan. I mean, and it was the show. I mean, it had cheap missions, black guys. I mean, it was like brutally beaten. They were.
Well, again, Art, you're part of history. You got an incredible story, and I'm sure you could go on and on for hours about it. I mean, but thank you for.
Thank you. I was about to say I'm honored you calling. I see whenever I get a phone call, man, about the UFC, I'm happy now because they say being turned around to my favor,